What's up, guys? I'm Justin Davis. Welcome back to the channel. Please do subscribe for more FPV reviews coming up, and if you want to check me out on Patreon, that would be super awesome. Christmas is coming up and I need some more help on the channel, but today we're gonna fly the Eachine Shadow Fiend 4-inch long-range quad, another long-range quad coming into the arsenal here. So I'm gonna compare this a little bit to the other ones out there. We're gonna fly it on the CADX receiver today, and I've been testing this one most of the year for coming up on a year now, and I have to say the penetration on this is actually really good. So I'm looking forward to sending it out there on my 4SP3000 battery from Gep RC. That's my long-range battery of choice. If you want to fly this freestyle, it actually flies really well for freestyle and super maneuverable. You'd be surprised on a 4S850 what you can do with this quad. So we'll test it two ways: long range flying, and we'll do some freestyle with the Shadow Fiend. Here we go. Alright guys, welcome back from the flight test. There it is on the bench. Eachine's 4-inch long range, under 250 gram offering. There's a lot of them out there right now, and it seems that the trend is in full swing and everybody's coming out with these quads since the Flywheel Explorer LR came out, and people still love that one. It's nostalgic because, hey, it does a lot right, and it has a dead cat style frame, and a lot of the stuff that we like on there. You can go back and look at my long range shootout. I'll put the link down below, and you can compare all these rest of these quads here on the bench with the Shadow Fiend. I have to say that this one stacks up somewhere, I would say number 4 out of 5, if I had to make any real comparison. Just a quick comparison between these. I think that Eachine probably has the lesser of the great tunes sitting here on the bench. I think still the best tune out there is probably the Gap RC Baby Crocodile, which is the one over here, as well as the Diatone seemed to do pretty good. And for freestyle as well, this one was, you know, fantastic. The Chimera from iFlight, for long range, lightweight. The Explorer LR from Flywheel back here also is fantastic. Now, all of these have the DJI Cadex system on there. If you want to get the analog version, they have one of this one available, and I think that one comes in around $150. I'm not sure. I'll try to put the link down below. And this one's on sale right now for like $230, which is kind of crazy. There's a coupon you can use. I'll put that link down below as well. And enter that in. You should be able to get one of these for around $230, which is probably the cheapest of the bunch right now, which Eachine's coming out like swinging with their release and putting it on a flash sale, which is kind of cool for you guys. I do like the theme of this one. It is running 20 amp ESCs on here. These are 4-in-1 20 amp ESCs. We have Betaflight on an F4 HD board, which plugs right into the Cadex, which is kind of cool. Now, one thing that does look different about this quad versus some of the other Eachine quads I've seen recently is that these motors actually look pretty nice. They have a really nice finish on them, and they almost look similar to the Zing motors. I don't know if these bells are kind of sort of mimicking the Zing motors or not, but they look more, you know, closer to iFlight motors now, which is interesting. 2 bolts on the top right there, and we have a pack of Gemfan 4024 4-inch props, and that's what's on the top here. And we're running bi-blades on these because generally that's what we run on these quads. There's really no need to run a tri-blade prop on this one, but we have a 1404 just like the rest of the series on the bench, and this one's 2750 kV. So I like the graphics on these too. They look pretty cool. And there are 6 UARTs on this board and a 2mm top plate on here with that Fiend logo up top, which I showed you guys before in the video. Sort of looks like maybe a cross between like a skull or some kind of like ghost or demon or something. It's kind of cool looking. It is different. It also has sort of like crossbones down here, which look like skeleton bones underneath here, which it's kind of a cool frame. It is a unibody, 3mm bottom plate, 2mm top plate like I mentioned, but the carbon feels a little bit rough as far as the cut goes. There's no bevel on here like what we had on the Crocodile. The Croc has beveled edges all the way around, 3K carbon fiber, a little thinner top plate actually than the Fiend. I think we have close to maybe around 1.5 mil on this top plate on the Crocodile Baby, and 3mm arms. These are replaceable arms, whereas these are not. The Chimera is the other guy in the fleet that has the unibody on it as well, but you can see a big difference here between the carbon on the iFlight version of the Chimera and the Eachine. So Eachine is using a little cheaper finishing and carbon fiber. At the end of the day, they are trying to save you guys some money, so I think that's what this is all about. But I was happy to see that this one also has GPS on it as well, and the GPS came set up out of Betaflight, which was really cool. If you look on the bottom here, this is an Eachine branded GPS, and we are looking at the BT180 GPS, and you should get up to about 16 satellites when you put this guy on the ground. One of the biggest things about GPS is that it takes a minute for it to load up, and it also takes maybe 5 minutes sometimes after a few flights for the GPS to acclimate to your environment. So if it's a little bit colder, sometimes it takes the GPS longer to warm up and get a proper lock. So, and the strap on here did accommodate my 4S 650 battery. I've got one of those HGLRC Kratos batteries here that I've been flying and testing out, and this one hasn't even started to swell yet. So this was one of the Freestyle batteries that I used, as well as the 4S 850, and this strap works with both of these lipos. So if you're going to fly a little under 250 G, you can do it with the 650. And the 850, we'll put that on the scale and make sure that one's, I believe it's right around 250. Might even be under 250 with the 850 with this one, because this one is actually pretty light. Now for a long range flight, you want to get 20 to 25 minutes. You want to use that Gap RC 4SP 3000 milliamp battery. This is going to get you way out there and going to get you the longest flight time. However, don't freestyle this battery. They're not made for freestyle. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on the scale, guys. Let's go ahead and get a weigh-in on this guy and do a little comparison to the other ones out there. 155.3 grams, and with the 650, that's going to keep you under 250 grams. 236.1 grams. Now with the 850, that one's going to get you up to just over 250 grams for the 850, but you can still get like 8 minutes flight time on a 650, so not the end of the world. The 4SP 3000, that one's going to get you up there around 350 grams, 357.5 grams, and again, without the battery, 155.2 grams. Now the Gep RC Crocodile, we're looking at 160 grams on this scale, and the Flywoo Explorer, we're looking at 167.2, and the Diatone, 168.2. Now the Chimera, 180.5, the heaviest of the bunch so far. And back to the Fiend, and now we're looking at 155.2. So 155, almost on the dot. 155.1 there. And again, let's do the Baby Croc again. The Baby Croc is actually heavier. So the lightest guy out of the bunch now so far, Diatone 167, Flywoo LR 167, Chimera again coming in the heaviest out of the bunch, 180. So that's actually pretty cool that this one is the lightest of the bunch so far. And that's good for the Fiend. Alright guys, hopefully you kind of enjoyed this review and overview of the Fiend. I think it's a pretty cool release for guys looking for a 4-inch LR that is going to be sort of better budgeted in your price range, a little cheaper. If you want to spend the extra money, if you already have DJI goggles, then I would suggest getting one of these four. I did do a shootout recently on all the popular 4-inch LR quads, so check that out down on the link below. But one of the things that kind of annoyed me about the Fiend was that this strap, both straps are the same size, and they don't accommodate that 4SP 3000 battery. So I had to kind of double up these straps, and it was not really what I was expecting. But thank God I had a second strap so I could fly that Lion for you guys. But I think that the power system on there did okay. So if you're looking for one for a little bit cheaper price, I think like the one on the flash sale right now at $230 is probably going to be your best bet out there anytime soon. So Eachine coming out of the gates with their crazy flash sale prices. Again guys, stick to long range for the Lions and freestyle with the Lipos. Don't freestyle with Lion. It's just not going to handle that high volume input. You'll kill your Lion battery, and these are pretty pricey. So take care of your Lion. It works great at that low throttle input for long range, and that's absolutely what they're for. But if you want to check out my full shootout of all the 4-inch LR quads out there and give it a compare to the Eachine, I think this would probably be somewhere, I would say, I said earlier maybe number 4, but maybe number 5 out of 5 here, with the Gep RC Baby Croc being my number 1 choice still for my long range 4-inch Send-It rig. So anyway guys, thanks again for watching the channel. This has been the Shadow Fiend from Eachine. Take care guys, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.